Have you ever turned up the radio just to cover up a strange noise from your car? Here's the truth. Every squeak, grind, or thump is your car speaking to you. Ignore it, and that small sound could turn into a breakdown or even a dangerous situation. Today, I'll show you 10 car noises you should never ignore. Some will save you money, others could save your life. And make sure you stick around for number 1, because it's a built-in alarm most drivers don't even realize exists. 10. Squealing when you start the engine. If your car squeals loudly right when you start it, it's usually a worn or loose serpentine belt. This single belt powers critical systems like your alternator, power steering pump, water pump, and AC compressor. If it snaps, not only can your car overheat, but you could instantly lose power steering in traffic. The worst part is most drivers think it's harmless and keep driving. Replacing a belt is cheap compared to repairing an overheated engine. So the next time you hear that squeal on a cold morning, ask yourself, do you want to replace a belt or an engine? 9. Grinding. When you brake, brakes are designed to make noise before they fail. A small squeak is often just the wear indicators telling you it's time for new pads. But a harsh grinding or scraping means the pads are completely worn down and the metal backing plate is cutting into your rotors. This not only weakens your braking power, but can triple your repair bill. I've seen drivers ignore this until their brakes barely worked. Imagine pressing your pedal and nothing happens. Would you risk it? 8. Clicking or popping. When turning, a rapid click or pop when turning, especially at low speeds, almost always points to a worn CV joint. This part lets your wheels turn while still receiving power from the engine. If it fails completely, your car won't move. The sound is often loudest in parking lots during sharp turns. Many drivers mistake it for something rubbing and ignore it. But once that joint breaks, the tow truck is your only option. Have you ever heard clicking while turning and thought it was nothing? That noise might be your car begging for help. 7. Hissing under the hood. A hiss under the hood might not seem serious, but it can be deadly for your engine. It could be a vacuum leak, which causes poor fuel economy and rough idle. Or worse, it could be coolant spraying from a tiny crack in a hose. That small leak can turn into a geyser of steam, overheating your car in minutes. I've had customers drive until their engine seized completely because they ignored a faint hiss. Would you recognize the difference between a harmless noise and the sound of your engine cooking itself? 6. Loud knocking from the engine. This is one of the most dreaded sounds in the shop. A deep metallic knock, especially one that gets louder as you accelerate, often means your engine bearings are failing. Sometimes it's caused by low oil pressure or using the wrong fuel, but if ignored, it usually leads to total engine failure. Once you hear this, driving further could cost you thousands. If you ever hear that heavy knock, don't test it. Shut the car off immediately. Would you rather pay for a tow or a new engine? 5. Roaring that gets louder with speed. If your car suddenly sounds like a race car, you likely have a hole in your exhaust system. Besides being obnoxious, an exhaust leak can let carbon monoxide into your cabin, a colorless, odorless gas that can make you dizzy, tired, or worse. Drivers often ignore this, thinking it's just noise. But would you roll the dice on invisible fumes inside your car with your family sitting next to you? 4. Rhythmic thumping at low speeds. A steady thump, thump, thump that matches your wheel speed almost always points to a tire issue. It could be a flat spot, a bulge, or tread separation. These are warning signs that the tire is close to failing. Ignore it, and that tire could blow out on the highway, leaving you fighting to keep control. Tires usually warn you long before they fail. The real question is, do you pay attention to what they're telling you? 3. Whining. When you steer, If your steering wheel makes a whining or groaning sound, your power steering system is in trouble. Often it means the fluid is low due to a leak. The longer you drive like this, the more you risk burning out your power steering pump. And once that pump fails, your car becomes incredibly difficult to steer, especially at low speeds or during emergencies. Could you safely control your car if your steering suddenly turned rock hard? 2. Clicking from under the hood at idle. A fast clicking or ticking at idle can mean low oil, dirty lifters, or issues in the valve train. Engines are incredibly precise, and when parts aren't lubricated properly, they start wearing down fast. The sad part is sometimes this noise goes away with a simple oil top-up or oil change, but drivers ignore it until it turns into a full-blown repair. Would you let a small tick snowball into thousands in damage? 1. High-pitched squeal. While driving, this one isn't just random, it's intentional. Many brake pads have a built-in wear indicator that makes a sharp squeal when the pads are nearly worn out. It's the car's way of begging you to replace them before it's too late. Ignore it, and your brakes can completely fail when you need them most. Think about it. Your car is literally screaming at you to fix it. Will you listen or turn the radio up again? Those are the 10 car noises you should never ignore. Every sound is a clue, and catching it early can save you money, stress, and maybe even your life. So tell me, how many of these noises have you heard in your own car? Be honest in the comments. I bet most drivers have ignored at least one of these at some point. If you learned something new today, hit that like button, subscribe to Engine Insight, and share this video with a friend. Because the next time they hear a strange noise, this video might save them from a breakdown.